Hi, welcome to Virtual CB1A. This is Miss Rena and this is Week 2, Lecture 1 of Statistics. Today, we will tackle descriptive statistics. Specifically, we will focus on one method of representing your data. These are our learning objectives. At the end of this week, you are expected to learn the terminologies involved in frequency distribution tables and construct frequency distribution tables. Last week, we discussed the definition of descriptive statistics. Again, descriptive statistics involves organizing, summarizing, and displaying data. Now, let's focus on frequency distributions. What is a frequency distribution? I want you to look at this table. It is a two-column table that shows the summary of a list of measurements or responses. Under column 1, you will see the list of classes. These are the numbers or categories. For column 2, this is for the frequency column, the numbers or counts of responses per class. Let's look at an example. 10 statistics students were asked about the number of absences they committed last month. The responses are summarized below. Student 1 committed no absences, while students 2 and 3 committed 1, and so on. For the number of absences, these are the classes 0, 1, 2, and 3. And the count of students who committed the said number of absences are represented in column number 2. For 0 absences, we have 1, 2, 3. There are 3 students who didn't commit any absences for last month. It is shown here. For 1, we have 1, 2. So there are 2 students who committed 1 absent for last month. And for class 2, there are 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 students who committed 2 absences. And finally, there is 1 student who made 3 absences for last month. So I hope that was clear, because now we are going to move forward to another example. A random sample of 80 PSBC college students were asked about their age. The frequency distribution below displays their responses. Napakadami, di ba? It is impractical to follow the same steps that we did earlier. For this case, it is more appropriate to use class intervals. So, what are class intervals? These are the range of a group of data. For example, ibis na ililist down mo siya individually, you can make groups. 11 to 20, 21 to 30, or 31 to 40. So, ginugroup natin yung data natin. Now, let's go back to the problem. How can we make a frequency distribution using class intervals? Let's start with step 1. Step 1, sort your data. Pwedeng from lowest to highest o kaya highest to lowest. So from your data here, we have 19, 20, 20, 19, 20, 19, 18, 20, 18, 18. Nakakalito siya, di ba? Kasi magkakahalo yung numbers. I-arrange natin siya from lowest to highest. This is going to be your new data set. Ayan, arrange na siya starting with 18, our lowest value, up to 31, our highest value for the distribution. Now, let's go to step 2. After sorting your data, determine the lowest data value and the highest data value. Earlier, nasagot na natin siya. The lowest data value is 18 and the highest data value is 31. Let's proceed to step 3. Get the difference between the two values. So it is just highest minus lowest We have 31 minus 18, which is equal to 13. Now, let's go to step 4. Decide on the class width that we want to set in our frequency table. Ano yung class width? When we say class width, it is the difference between two consecutive lower class limits or upper class limits. For example, we want our intervals to be or to have the class width of 3. This is, sorry ha, namali ako spelling. To have the class width of 3. Now let's go back to our steps. Let's proceed to step 5. To get the number of intervals, divide the difference between the highest and lowest values by the selected class width. For the number of intervals, it is highest minus lowest divided by class width. Again, it is 31 minus 18 divided by 3. You are going to end up with 13 divided by 3, or approximately it is 4.33333. So, ilan ang number of intervals natin? Pag may putal, automatically, we are going to round up. So, imbes na i-round down mo siya to 4, magiging 5. Mamaya i-explain ko kung bakit hindi natin pwede gamitin si 4. Now, let's set your intervals. This is step 6. Start with the lowest value for the first row. Add the class width 3 for the succeeding rows. So, ang age intervals natin, start tayo with 18. Ito yung lower class limit na tinatawag natin. Kasi yung mga nandito sa rows na to, ito yung classes. So, the lower class limit, iyon yung nasa left, yung mababang value. So, the lower class limits are 18, 21, 23, 27, 30. So, paano sila nakuha? So, start with the lowest value, 18, and then add the class width 3 for the succeeding rows. So, 18 plus 3, nagkakaroon ka ng 21. 21 plus 3 ulit, you are going to have 24. Add another 3, you are going to have 27. Add another 3, you are going to have 30. So, yung tanong natin kanina, bakit hindi tayo magsasettle with just 4 for the class intervals? Kung ano compute natin ay 4.33333. Kasi, kapag nagsettle lang tayo with just 4 class intervals, if you will take notice, mag-stop na siya sa 27. Tapos, hindi na makakasali si 30. Kasama dun sa dataset natin, yung ages na 30 at saka 31. Kasi ang highest value natin is 31. So, if you just use 4 intervals, there will be values that will not be included in your frequency table. So, if you end up with a number na hindi whole number, may putal siya, may decimal siya, round up. Don't round down. Okay? Now, since we already have the lower class limits, doon naman tayo sa kabila. For the upper class limits, so minus 1 lang tayo dito sa lower class limit no una to get the value for the first upper class limit. So, 18 to 20, ang target natin since ang age ay whole numbers, dapat masasakop natin lahat ng whole numbers from 18 to 20. So, the number, age, 1 less 21 is 20. Next, 1 less 24 is 23. 1 less 26 is, 1 less 27 is 26, and 1 less 30 is 29. So, our upper class limits are 20, 23, 26, 29, and 32. Next, balikan natin yung sorted data natin earlier. Kasi, bibilangin na natin kung ilan yung members for each class or ilan yung nag-respond for each age class. Simulan natin sa 18 to 20. Ilan sila na 18 to 20 years old? So, meron tayo dito 10 rows to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hanggang 20, meron tayong dito. So, this is total of 40 na kaagad. Ay, may naligaw, isa ito. So, ito si pang 41. We have 41 respondents whose age are between 18 to 20. So for here, let's write 41. Next, 21 to 23, ilan sila? So meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So let's write here 26. Next, 24 to 26, ilan sila? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 respondents whose age are between 24 to 26. Next, we have 27 to 29. 1, 2, 3. May tatlo. Okay. Next, we have 30 to 32. 1, 2, 3. So, meron tayong tatlo. And overall, meron tayong 80 na respondents na sumagot dun sa survey. Okay, this is the summary, mas malinaw. So we have 18 to 20, again it is 41, 21 to 23, we have 26, 24 to 26, we have 7, 27 to 29, we have 3, and 30 to 32, we have 3. So this is another example, hindi na natin siya sasagutan, ipe-present ko lang. So the data for earthquake magnitudes for the year 2019 is summarized in the frequency distribution below. The magnitudes are the following numbers, 0.0 to 0.9. It occurred thrice noong year 2019. Magnitudes 1.0 to 1.9, nagkaroon tayo ng 10 recorded earthquakes. 2.0 to 2.9, we have 15, and so on, until you reach the class 7.0 to 7.79, 7.9. Again, these are the classes, and then these are the frequencies or the number of occurrence or count. Okay? Let's move forward to another example. This is the Philippine gasoline prices in 10 gasoline stations for September 2020. We have 50 pesos to 52.49 or 52 pesos and 49 centavos. Merong isang gas station na ganun ang presyo ng September. Next, we have 52.50 to 54.99. We have 3 gasoline stations na nag-offer ng ganong price ng gasoline. And so on. And take note, when representing quantitative data using frequency distributions, always use the same precision. Katulad nung unang example natin, absences. Kung nag-start ka with one class, balikan natin ha. Dapat same precision daw. Layo. Wait lang. Okay, ito absences. So, whole number, yung laman ng isang class or category. Whole number si 0, whole number si 1, whole number si 2, whole number si 3. You should use the same precision. So, if you use whole numbers on the first class, you should use whole numbers on the other classes as well. Same with our class intervals for age. Kung gumamit ka una ng whole number, for the whole dataset, dapat whole number din. Next, dun tayo sa layo talaga niya. Dito sa magnitudes. Nasa tenths tayo sa decimal places. So, kung ito ay naka-round off to the tenths, dapat lahat ganon. Then, uniform yung classes natin. Next, for Philippine gasoline prices, rounded off to the nearest hundredths naman siya for centavos. Kung the first data is rounded off to the nearest hundredths, then the rest should be rounded off to the nearest hundredths then. Lagay natin yung summary dito. For absences, we started with a whole number for the first class. So, dapat lahat ng laban ng classes mo ay whole numbers din. For the number of students, same, we have whole numbers. For the earthquake magnitude, we started with decimals in tenths. So, lahat sila naka-decimal in tenths. And for gas prices, it is rounded off to the nearest hundredths or centavos. Depende dun sa nature ng data mo. Now, hindi naman limited yung frequency distribution sa quantitative data lang. During our first lecture, week 1, lecture 1, I mentioned there that qualitative data can also be treated numerically. Kasi pwede mo naman silang i-count. For example, these are qualitative type of data, yung courses natin. BSHM, BSED, BSBA, at saka BEd. For enrollees, we have 150 BSHM students. Naghaka lang ako dito Nag-assume lang ako na 150 kayo. And BSED students, we have 97. BSBA students, we have 68 enrollees. And BEd students, we have 54. So dito, bibilangin mo lang sila. And you can also represent them using a frequency distribution table. Now, I will give you an exercise. Try to represent the responses below as a frequency distribution. So this is a survey that was conducted to find out the average number of hours a day a student spends on social media. So, meron tayong 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 hour, 1 hour, 3 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 1 hour, 1 hour, and so on. Ilang respondents ba yun? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have 30 students na nag-respond dun sa survey. So, please try to make your own frequency distribution for this dataset. And ilalagay ko sa Google Classroom kung paano nyo siya isa-submit. Okay? So, thank you very much for listening for the entire 15 minutes. And I'll see you next time. Bye!